Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are doing great today. Today's class is really fun. We are just taking something, continuing the stuff that you just took it yesterday with Mom Sabnar. So be ready. If you feel sleepy, go grab some tea or coffee and be active with me because Mom Sabnar is not here. So I think everything is gonna be within my hand. So I will try to go slowly. So you can just practice with my hand. So what we are taking today, we are taking the, let's bring an H2. So we are taking the date functions. So what we mean by date functions and how we can use it and how we can practice it. So first we need a paragraph. Why we need this paragraph? We just need it for printing our things in it. So we will give an ID. So let's name this 1. It's fine. Then what else we need? We need a script to write our JavaScript code in. Simple like this. So now I have to declare a variable to later on do or practice my function in this variable. So we have var for variable, and then we will name this d1 variable. D1 equal to, we will give the first function that we will use is new, then D capital date, circle bracket, and done. What I have here, as you see, I have var d1, the name of my variable. Then I have a function for date. It's called new, then date. Now, if I want to print this output, what I will do, I will bring a document dot get, then E capital element, B capital by, I capital ID. Then I have inside here the ID. Which ID I'm going to use? I will use the ID for the paragraph that I want to print my output in. It calls 1. Then, because I want to change the content of this and print the output of this function, so I will say dot inner HTML capital equal to what I want to print. I want to print the variable, which is D1. So it's nice and easy. First, I want somewhere to print my output in. Second, I have to write the script to initialize my JavaScript function. Then I will announce or declare a variable. I will name it D1. Then I will write the function. To print this output of this function, what I will do, document.getElement by ID. I will give the ID of the paragraph that I want to print my output in. Then I will use inner HTML. This inner HTML, we mentioned it before and we talked about it before. We said that inner HTML can do changing the content of an element. So what is gonna be printed instead of this blank is gonna be the value of this variable, which is going to be the output of this function. So nice and easy. Let's try it. Just save it. Now going to my website, refresh. I have what? I have the heading that I gave, date, functions. So the first one is like this. So if I want to say something before this to tell the person who's gonna look at this website, what is this date came from? So what we can do, we can just come here and using single quote, and then between this single quote, I will write my text. Then I just put this plus because I want to put this one next to the output of this variable. So what I will write the current date and time on my laptop. Simple like this. Control S. So whatever I wrote it between double quote, it mean, or single quote, it means that this is a text or it's a string. So this is going to be a string. Then we give a plus. This means that I want to print this and that at the same time. So Control S. Now, before this, it's going to be this text is written as you see here. So nice and easy. I just did this to make my output look nicer and be more clear. So this is going to be as a comment, current date and time. Okay. So here, if someone want to know what does this code do for me, they will straight look at the comment and they will understand what does it do for me. Now, if I want to use a different function or use the same function but in a different way to get a specific format for my date, what I can do, first, I will announce another paragraph. Okay, then I will give an ID equal to, this time I will name it 2, simple like this. Then I will come here, the same variable. I don't want to change anything. I will just use the same variable because I can just announce different variables and then just once I will declare it that these are variable, and then I can just use the other as I want. So I will write new. This time I want to see the date in another format. So I will open my bracket like this. Before that, sorry guys, I have to write date. Then I will come inside the circle bracket. I will give it double quote because when I use double quote, it means that I'm writing some sort of text here. So what I will write, for example, today is 21st. And what is the month? The month is September. And then what's the year? Is 2021. Okay. So now I'm coming here. Again, I want to print it, document dot get element by ID. Here is coming my ID. This time I just want to print it on paragraph 2, so I will give it 2. And then dot inner HTML equal plus D2. So what does this print for me? It just print the date for me that I just give it here. So let's just use another date because we have the today. So let's give it another day. Let's say 3rd Jan 2020, or I can just say 15 July. Okay, just like write it like this. And 2021, this is the first day that we start our course here. So this is my date, something like this. So it's gonna be, this is my date because I just announced this date and I want to see this output. So now if I'm going back here and I do a refresh, this is my date. It's gonna be Thursday, July 15th, 2021. And the other detail is here. That's nice. So now I can just announce some sort of date. Well, if you remember, I said 15th. So in this case, I have to write a TH here, but I didn't wrote it. Why I didn't wrote it? Do you know the reason? Guys, do you know why I didn't wrote it? Or you are sleeping? Come on, wakey, wakey. Document dot get element by ID. Guys, hello, am I alone here? No, I don't want this Lali Khan. I just asked a question. I said why I didn't wrote 50th here. What was the reason that I didn't wrote it like this? Huh, guys? Any idea? Let's say here, if I set D3 is equal to new date, then if I wrote it like this, 1st October 2021. Not really. Fennec, if I wrote it like this, what will be the output? Okay, Salman is kinda yes, but I want to tell me, do you know what will be the output of this one? So if I want to print this data, what will be my output? Okay. Guys, what will be the output? Do you know? Let's try it. Control S. Now refresh. It is invalid. Why it is invalid? No, it's not gonna be same. It's gonna be invalid. Great. Because here we cannot use stnd RD and TH with the date format. We cannot use first, second, third, or fifth, fourth. Yes, exactly, Sivan. This ST is not allowed. This ST is not allowed. That I wrote it here. That's why I didn't wrote 15th, because it's not allowed. Here I wrote it this way. That's why the output is invalid. Output is going to be invalid. Okay, so when we are going here, we see it's written invalid date. That's why it's invalid date. Okay, so simple like this. We cannot use st, let's just give a comma. I forgot this. Now rd and th with the date format we cannot use. If we use it, it's gonna give us invalid data. Great. So let's try something else. If I want to change the format of my date and time and give a long detail. When I said long detail, it means that if I give everything in detail. So let's just bring a paragraph. Again, we need a paragraph. Here we give an ID equal to, the ID is going to be 4, Control S. Now I'm going here. I will give D4 for my new date. So this time I'm not using any sort of semicolon, or sorry, I'm not going to use any double quote or single quote here, because I'm going to use only numbers. Only numbers. So if you use only number, you don't need to write it between double quote. Or if you use any sort of symbol, you need double quote. If you are not using, for example, if I want to use symbols, such as we are saying 10th January 1991. If I want to write it this way, let's go here. Because I have symbols here, these are symbols, separator. So document dot get element by ID. Then let's give the ID here. What is the ID is 4. And now inner HTML equal to plus D4. Thank you. So yes, what I will write here, I will write my, let's say my birthday. However, it's not my birthday, but let's just say something like this. Control S. Now, when we are going here and do refresh, just give us the detail. My birthday, Tuesday, October 1st. Oh yeah, I forgot something to tell you. When we are writing the date and time here for JavaScript or for HTML and JavaScript, it will take the first as the month. So it will just see it this way. MM separator, DD separator, and Y. Okay? Or you can say M, D, Y. Something like this. So that's why the 10 is gonna be the month, and the first is gonna be the date and the year. You can write it right like this, or I can just write it simple with the month as we did it before. So yeah, but just let's say, yeah. So the month is gonna be January. I'm using this separator this time. So let's just make it this way as well. To understand it, that I can use different separator. So the month is 10 and the year is 1991. So do Control S and then go back here and refresh. So now the thing is changed. Now is January 10, 1991. Yes, exactly. M for month, D for day, and Y for year. Thank you, Laliha. So let's go back here. And this time, use a different sort of format. Yeah, I just wrote it. It's here and there. These are both same. Okay, Laliha. So if you just use this sort of separator or this sort of separator is fine. Yeah, okay, why not? M and D, you mean like this, and Y. So yes, you can just use it this way. So I just wrote it. This is another way, or you can just use dot. It's fine. It's just taking it without any problem. You can just use dot. So instead of this, I can just use a dot. You just look at it in the way that you want. So refresh, just giving me the same output. So I can use dot as well. No problem and no issue. So now if I want to declare D5 equal new date. So because now I don't have any sort of symbol, any sort of text, I don't need to use any double quote or single quote. So before forgetting, I want to have this yes. So this give it an ID. It's gonna be 5th. Okay, Control S. So for this one, as I told you, I don't have any symbol or any text. So what I'm doing, I'm just giving the whole information in detail. So what I will do, I will say, for example, 1983, comma, then the month, but keep in mind that the month in JS and also the weekdays, it is in index, which means that it starts from 0. Instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 12 for the month, we are saying 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, if I gave 0 here, this means January. And for the date, if I said 6, and for the time I said 10, this is the hour, and for, let's say I have 16, and for the minutes I have 55. Then for the second I have 0. Then for the GMT, we will give it 800. And Control S. Now this one, document dot get element by ID and dot, what's my ID is 5, inner HTML equal to plus D5, yes. So what I have, my, this is, we said birthday, so this is going to be my my what, just anything, my start date, yeah, something like this. So you will say Control S. So it means that the year is 1983. The month is January because we gave 0. The date is 6. Then the hour is 16. Then the minute is 55. The second is 0. Then we have the millisecond or the format. It's fine. So let's go here and do a refresh. So my start date is Thursday, January 6, 1983, 16:55, and then the GMT, blah, blah, blah. So this way we can just give the whole detail to my data without any problem, without any issue, no problem at all. And it will work properly. Everything's fine. Super. Now, if I want to get information from a certain day, or let's say I want to get the information from current date. What is the information that I'm looking for is the date, the day of the, to get the day of today, to get the month of the day of today, the year, I don't know, the real time, anything. So we can just do it nice and easy. We need a paragraph, giving it an ID. It's gonna be 6. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just coming here, enter, document, okay, dot get element by ID. What's the ID? 6. Inner HTML equal to D6. No. We want just to print D1. Yes, I want to use D1. I'm not bringing D6 because D1 is the current date. We said this is the current date. Just like, let's write it like this. So I want from the current day to get the information that I mentioned a bit before. So what I want to get, I will say dot get, for example, if I want to get the day, I will say day, like this. Here, I will say the index of the day in the week. No, no, I'm not using, I just said I'm just using D1. Salman, I said I'm just using D1 because D1 is the current date. So I want just to focus on the current date. That's why I just said D1 dot get day. So here is the D1. If you want, I can just declare a day here just for your practice. So I can just say var here. Okay. Okay. I will just name it day, something like this, equal to new date. Okay. So this is gonna give me the current date. So instead of this, I will just say date. Okay. The fifth point is just going to give me the output of this date that I just declared. So this is the year. This is the month. This is the day. This 6 is the day. Okay. Control S. So now I want just to get the day. And I said that the index of the day in the week. Control S. Let's go here and do refresh. So the index, I just need to put this like this is better. So the index is 2. Why it is 2? Because we know it starts from 0. So Sunday is 0. Monday is 1. So Tuesday is going to be 2. Yes. No, no, no. I don't mean Thursday. I mean Tuesday because here, look at this. It's Tuesday. The current day of today is Tuesday. You know this. Today is Tuesday, September 21, 2021. So here we have the month, we have the day, the month, and the date. So this is the current day. Okay, thank you. Great. So yeah, what we have here, we have Tuesday. So Tuesday, we know the weekday is starting from Sunday, Monday, because this is like how in Europe it's just like calculating the days. So Sunday, Monday, sorry, here, how we calculating, because we know that Thursday and Saturday is holiday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. These are the weekdays, or let's say the working weekdays or the working days in the week. So it's starting from Sunday. So it's Sunday is 0, Monday is 1, and Tuesday is 2. That's why the output is 2. So the output is 2 according to Arabian Standard Time. Just look at it. You understand why it gives me this 2. We said the index is starting from Tuesday, from Sunday. So Tuesday is going to be the third day in the week, but according to the indexing that JavaScript is giving, so it's starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have 7. Indeed, we have 7 days in the week, but and in numbering, it counts 0 as a number for the first one. So it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Here, it gave us an index is 2. Great. We have no problem with it. Now, if I want to print, let's say the year from D4. If I want to print the year from D4, before that, I just need to announce paragraph here. Name it ID equal to 7. Control S, and now coming back here, saying document dot get element by ID. This is going to be 7. And then inner HTML equal to plus. We said that I want to get the year from D4. So I will say D4 dot get Y capital, because here you notice I just wrote a D capital for the day. For the year, I will just write Y capital. So this is the year from D4. Okay. So I just want to get the year from D4. So we have 1991. So it has to give us something like this. So if I refresh it, oh yeah, I forgot to finish the code. The syntax was error because I forgot the double circle bracket. So now it gives me 91. So I think this is like not fulfilling my need. ماكو مشكلة ماكو مشكلة عادي عادي. So yes, if I want to get the full format of the year, so if I want the full format of the year, it's not a big deal. I can just get it after I give an ID here. I will show you how we can do it. So this is going to be 8. Control S. Let's go back here and say document dot get element by ID dot here is 8. Then we are coming here, inner HTML equal to plus again D4 dot get. This time I will write full with F capital, year with Y capital. Okay, I just want to get the full year. So this is the here from D4 in 4-digit format. So I just said I want the full year. So how it's written here is written 1991. So I want just to see 1991. Control S. Going back here, refresh. Yes. Now I have it in 4 digits. 1991. Hola. This is what I was asking for. So I just got what I asked for. Now, if I want to get the real day for today, how to get it? Let's just go here, announce a paragraph. Okay, give it an ID equal to, the ID is 9 this time. So going here and enter document dot get element by ID. And this is 9. This is inner HTML equal to, let's say if I want to get it from date, okay, dot get. Now I have to use something else for getting the real date of today. So you are saying UTCD, okay, UTCDATE for date. So the first UTCD are capital, then we have ATE for the date to complete the date. So you have something like UTC date, but you have to be careful that the first U, T, C, and D are capital, then we have ATE small. Be careful, please, to not make a mistake here. Why I just wrote the date? Because here I have the date, but with what? With an index. Now, this is the real day for today. 1, 2, 3. Control S. So let's just look at it. Refresh. So it is 21st today. 21st. So what day we are in today? We are in 21st of September. Here is 21st of September 2021. Exactly, yes, I am in 21st September 2021. Nice and easy. There's no problem at all. Okay, so we can use these formats or these functions to just get the information that we want. Well, may I just bring something like this in the exam? And I will just show you something, and I want you to write me the correct code. Or I will give you a syntax, and then I will ask you for the output. So there's nothing بله زور راسته. Yes. So here, if just look at this time here, this is the time. What is the time now? 15:22 with 27 seconds. After I do a refresh, look at the time. 15:24 with 22 seconds. I do another refresh with 30 seconds. I do another refresh. So these things are just changing, especially when you are asking for the current date, and it's gonna be something dynamic that you can just see the output this way. So, but if you are looking at this one that I gave the date, or this one or that one, it won't change anything because these are static date. I just gave this static date because I want to look at it this way. But the current date is going to change according to the system frequently. Is it clear? I'm sure that is so easy. Thank you. It's so easy that, yeah, exactly. It's going to be easier if you are just practicing. So please do not forget to practice, because coding is something that you need to work on it. It's not something that you are just saying, okay, I'm just sitting in the class and then I will just memorize it and that's all. No, code is about writing by your own and making mistakes and trying to look for the mistake and find the mistake and correct it and things like this. So do not look at it as a poetry or as a poem and say, okay, I just have to memorize this poem and just reverse it whenever I want. No, it's not about this. It's about practicing. You are making mistakes and you are learning from your mistakes because you are a human being. And if you are not practicing, again, because you are a human being, you will forget. So try to practice, try to focus, try to read more, and just go look at your handbook. There's tons of information in it. And be sure that sometimes, just like I just want to test your ability and test your eager to learn. I'm not teaching you some part, but in the exam, I will just bring it for you because I'm sure that it is in your handbook. So I'm not going to give an extra information about it, but in the exam, it's going to be part of the question. So you have to be ready for it. Yes, I know, I understand. So that's why we are recording it for you guys. I don't want to record it just because I want to listen to my voice later on. No, my voice is terrible. That's why I just want to record it for you guys. After you finish the class, go back, do the code. If you find it that you are just faced problem or you did a mistake somewhere, just go back and check the class and check the session that is recorded in front of you and then review it. So download these sessions because you really need it. And in the very beginning, I told you that each 2 or 3 weeks, we are deleting the all videos. So we already delete them all. Those who they were like there for Excel. So may some of the videos for Access being deleted as well because we don't have that much of space. You know this. You are not the only shift that we are teaching. So we have two shifts. We have like one Google account for both of you. So we cannot keep all this information there. So time to time, we have just to clear some space to have it for ourselves. Try it again. It's not a big deal. Just look at it. Maybe you just made a mistake somewhere in the very beginning. So just go through it again and again and again. So look at the code. It's in front of you right now. Just look at it. It is like this from the head. Then you have these things that is in front of you right now. So I didn't do anything from Mars. I didn't brought anything from Moon. I just brought paragraph ID that we took it already. Then what we did, we just decide to bring a script to write our JavaScript code in it. Then we just brought a variable. We declare our variables that we are using D1, D2 to D5. Then I just wrote it like this. So new, this is some sort of the standard codes that been declared by JavaScript. So I cannot just say, I will just write it like this. You see, is not recognized. So new, it has to be in small. I just wrote it new. The variable, I can just say, I will just write it with capital letter because I like to use capital letter. No, you have just to use small letter. So var for variable and new is a new. So yes, I have just date like this. I cannot use small. So for the rest, it's exactly the same. And also when you are coming here, we have the variable dot get what I want to get. How I said get element by ID here, I have to say get day, get year, get full year. So the F is capital, the Y is capital. Here I have UTC, and then we have the date. So it's just giving me the current date of today, the real day that we are in. So it's so simple and so clear. Just try to practice. As much as you are practicing, you will get more information. So here for this one, I will just write you, this is the year. We have comma. This is the month. This is the day. This is the hour. This is the minute, second, and then we have milli, simple like this. So this is the declaration of what I have it here. So I just gave you everything in detail. This is what you have it for today, but you have to practice to get more or to understand deeper from the concept of today's class. Thank you for your participation, and tomorrow, inshallah, we will take some extra information, and it's going to be like each day we are just taking something more fun to add it to your knowledge in web develop, and hopefully later in the end of this course you will learn most of the basics on coding. And if you want to develop yourself more, you have to practice more and you have to do more. So yes, there is nothing impossible, especially if you are trying. So yeah, thank you for your participation and wish you best of luck and a goodbye for tomorrow.